This lesson is going over verse A of Guitar Rhythm 1, and this lesson will be introducing a whole note rhythm value. Now, this is the first video in a series of videos that is going to show you how to count and play rhythm stuff in a rock and metal setting. So, up on the screen right now, you have an A5 chord, and we're not going to be going into what the notation means as far as the notes. We're going to be going over what the note value, as far as how long it lasts. That's what we're going to be talking about. So you see, I have the first bar up right now, or first measure, and the open circles, that is a whole note. So an open circle is a whole note. A whole note gets a count of 4. So that's why underneath the tablature it says 1, 2, 3, 4. The 1 is in red and underlined because that is the part of the count we're going to be playing on. So for the whole piece of verse A, you're going to be holding each chord out for a count of 4 before moving over to the next. So it's very important that when you're learning rhythm, you tap your foot when you play, and you want to tap your foot when you play so you know where the beat is, and you know how fast the tempo is going for whatever you're going to play. It's also important to start counting out loud the 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to build a good habit of being able to count out loud while you play, because when you get to more advanced and difficult rhythms, if you can't say the rhythm, you cannot play the rhythm. It's actually a pretty cool trick. If you're able to say it, then you can play it. So I do know a lot of people feel rather silly when they first start doing this, counting out loud, or they try and count in their heads, but it doesn't always work. So I invite you to count out loud so you can hear it really well. There is definitely something that happens when you can actually hear your voice say the count that you're doing. It makes a big difference. And make sure that you keep tapping your foot along with every beat, so this way you get in the habit of following your foot. And that's a mistake a lot of guitar players make when they start trying to really understand rhythm and follow rhythm, is they try and make their foot follow the hands. But the hands need to follow the foot, because the foot is what follows the rhythm, or follows the tempo, I should say, the beat. So I'm going to demonstrate what this sounds like to a metronome. The song itself is 100 beats per minute. If you do not, or if you cannot play at 100 beats a minute, it's too fast, just pick a slower tempo until you're able to follow along. So what I'm going to do is tap along, going to how fast that metronome is playing. And I'm going to count out the 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to be hitting the chord, each chord on the 1. So working with the best tools I have, hopefully you at least see my knee coming up and down following that metronome, okay? So it doesn't matter what foot you choose to tap with. In fact, you can alternate between the both once you get comfortable with it. So I'm going to start the metronome. I'm going to count off 4, and then I'll start, so you know when I'm going to begin, so you can follow along. Actually, let's turn this up a little bit. Here we go. And a 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And in case you didn't know, the double dots that you see at the beginning and the end of this tab, that's telling you to repeat. So that means just go and play the whole thing a second time. If you were to play it more than a second time, it would say like 3x or 4x, meaning 3 times or 4 times above that double dot at the end. Sometimes tabs will actually write out 3 times instead of an X. So, or play 3 times. Sometimes that happens. So, by default, the repeat signs, the double dots, that will tell you to just play it through once more again. So now let's do the same thing, but to a backing track. So you're going to hear the snare go 4 times, and then we begin. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So after you become comfortable with that rhythm, move on to verse B. If you have any questions about this lesson, anything about rhythm, go ahead and send me an email. Happy to answer your questions. And thank you for watching.